Hey guys, how are you doing today? Am I doing pretty fantastic? Not really. Although it feels like years, about a month ago, we woke up one morning to this. Obviously that's not a fun thing to wake up to at 6 in the morning, or any time in the morning. Some of us go to bed at 5 a.m. and need to wake up at noon. That's normal, okay? If you work at night, it's okay to wake up in the middle of the day. Stop shaming me. We had known that the neighbors' apartments were going to be worked on because they moved out. We didn't know ours was going to be worked on. I think to myself, maybe this will be done by tonight and we won't have to worry about it. Was that the case? Oh no. A few days go by. This is outside on the lawn. We quickly realized that they were ripping our roof off. Why? Beats me. We put up with it for a while because we assumed there would be working and we assumed it would be done very quickly. We assumed wrong. I contact one of the property managements I've been talking to about, letting them into the house because they wanted like full permission to come in. No. For starters, I have a cat. Another reason why I don't want someone just coming into my house is because that just seems like a bad idea all around. I don't want someone just having access to my house, okay? That's uncomfortable. What if I have my underwear out? What if I'm in my underwear and I'm out? What if I'm mid-shower? What if I'm gone and I come back and everything I love is gone? It's just something I'm not comfortable with. So every time there's something, a little bit wrong, askew in this apartment, I contact her. We're gonna call her Charlotte. I contact Charlotte. I'm like, hey Charlotte, sorry to bother you, but I was just wondering when the construction's gonna be done because it's kind of hard to do work when this was back when my computer was downstairs, by the way. I don't hear back for 2 days. And then I do. Do you know what Charlotte told me? Hi, Caitlin. We had no idea there was construction being done. We're gonna contact the owners and see how long it will take. So sorry for the inconvenience, Charlotte. So you're telling me that property management didn't know we were having construction done. They were ripping our roof off, and at this point they had taken our AC unit off the roof, leaving a giant gaping hole in our ceiling, dropping stuff onto the ground. When we confronted the workers about it, like, hey, you just cut this giant hole in our house, can we fix it? They did this. Why yes, that is a paper bag duct taped to the ceiling. Do you think it stuck to popcorn ceiling? It did not. Do you want to see the aftermath? Yeah, and that was on the stairs too, the carpeted stairs. You can imagine how much fun that was vacuuming that up. I get an email back from Charlotte, and she tells me that the construction will be done by the end of the week. We don't have to worry. The AC will be back by the end of the week. She's really sorry, blah, blah, blah. Oh, Charlotte. The next week comes by and they're still not done, but now it sounds like this. I don't know. They were having a circus. I think there were a couple of mornings where literally Skylar and I went down and went to go sleep on the couch, looked over and saw that Andy had already made his bed on the other couch we have. We had a bonding roommate moment because of how much noise there was up here. And it wasn't even much better downstairs, but at least it wasn't, high above in the heavens above our heads. It was ridiculous. I lost so much sleep. I couldn't stream until night. I couldn't make videos until night, but even still, I get my inspiration from life, from doing things, from you guys, from in the nighttime. I don't know, my mind gets really weird at nighttime. What time is it? It's 1:31 a.m. right now. In like 30 minutes to an hour, my mind is gonna turn into a cluster cloud of rainbows and sparkles and ideas, and that's my peak time for video making. However, I'm exhausted from this because this has been going on for a month, and I've been gathering everything for this video because I just, oh God, it's like I think it's done, and then it's not, and then I think it's done again, and then it's not, and then oh God, it's just it's like a circle. It's like I'm in a hamster wheel of despair in this apartment. But the thing is, you're probably wondering, Kate, why don't you move? I have a conspiracy about this because I'm pretty sure the apartment people, the owners, are trying to make us move by all the torture they're making us put up with. But I'll get to that in a minute. I'm contacting Charlotte, trying to figure out, you know, what's going on, when can we have our AC? We don't need the AC necessarily, we just need the heat. Because this is when, for some reason, Los Angeles weather thought it would be a good idea to have an all-time low freeze. Like it was, I think the lowest it got was 45 degrees. And I've told you guys multiple times, I think either in like live streams or whatnot, this house, for some weird reason, retains cold super well. It can be like 80 degrees outside, it's gonna be 50 in this house. When it gets like 90 outside, that's when it's like hell inside. But well, this house is really weird. I don't know, I tell Charlotte this, she tells me they still need another week to put in the AC unit, and she's really sorry, and she'll have her maintenance men bring us over like a little space heater in a place that 3 people live in a decently big sized apartment. 1 space heater. It heated a space of the living room up pretty well, but I also will say that due to the amount of computering and TVing and everything else we do downstairs, it blew a lot of breakers. In fact, it blew so many that we had to have one of our another maintenance guy come over and make sure our electric things were still okay. He then told us that this apartment apparently is very, very old, and we have to be careful and choose what electrical stuff we want to plug in. So now we have the space heater. Great, awesome, warm, toasty, fantastic. That doesn't stop the walls from crumbling down around us, or the roof, or the loud noises, or people falling off the roof, because I'm pretty sure it happened actually twice. Holy shit. There was that. Then there was also, you know, the fact that we had workers coming up basically to our windows to try to get like the wires that are on the roof. For some reason we have wires on our roof. But it's just weird, you know, I walk into my new room now because I have a room, and there's a man. Hey, how's it going, Aaron? Yep. Yeah, I can see you. You can see me? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I do look like a wreck. Yeah. Yep, you woke me up every single day for the past month at 6 a.m. when I went to bed at 4 a.m. Yeah, I know, I probably should get that sleeping schedule fixed. Yeah, I would, but you know, it's just rough. Yep, you have a good day. Yeah, you have a good day too, Aaron. Yeah, we'll see you later. Okay. Yeah, take care of the kids. Yeah. Remember, Billy's allergic to peanuts. Yeah, bye, Aaron. I'm losing my mind. Okay, I don't know what that was, but this is when it starts to get tricky too. So we put up with the roof, we put up with the no AC and the no heat and everything. They finally put the roof back on, they finally gave our AC back. They then told us we weren't allowed to leave our house because they were re-concreting the stairs and the porches. I'm sorry, what? We can't leave the house we can't walk outside for how long? 24 hours? Huh? We somehow managed to pull that off, not leaving the house for 24 hours as they re-concreted our pathway. What they didn't tell us is that 3 days from then they were going to do it again. They didn't tell us anything, so imagine our surprise when Skylar walked out and his feet just kind of sank into the concrete. Workers weren't too happy about that, but it wasn't our fault because we didn't know they were re-concreting. And then it started raining, and then it rained, and then it rained, and then it rained. But anyway, so that's happening, and we have to listen to them weld like new handrails into it, even though the old handrails were perfectly fine. All they may have needed was a little bit of a paint color, but that's okay. Can I just say how weird it is to be lying in bed and hear someone else's conversation on the outside Like, my door is right by my bed. Like, there's an outside door right by my bed. And I could hear them talk about how, yeah, man, if you like smoke a lot, like, that's gonna make you a drinker, and like drinking, if you drink too much, like that's not good. It's fascinating, but also slightly terrifying, because if I make any slight motion or movement or noise, they'll know I'm there. So here's the cherry on top. This is the point where I just kind of am like, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna make the video, because if everything else is gonna go worse. For the past like 2 weeks, Skylar's pointed out this leak in the garage. And I always thought it was nothing, because yeah, they probably have empty pipes leading to the garage and it's leaking. No big deal, I'm pretty sure it's always done this. And Skylar was like, no, Kate, it hasn't always done this, there's something wrong. And I was like, no, I'm sure it's fine. Like, they're doing construction, maybe they had like a pipe leading somewhere else and they just connected it so it drains into the garage. Like, I'm sure it's fine. And he's like, okay, yeah, maybe. Skip forward like a week ahead, and then I walk downstairs to go open a door, and I see this. This is water damage. This was not there like a few days before, or even a day before. I hadn't seen it. This made me confused, because why is there a water leak when the ground wasn't wet? There's no water anywhere. And then it dawned on me, that spot is right above where the leak is in the garage. Maybe. I contact Charlotte again. I'm like, hey Charlotte, just wondering, like, oh, and then here's another thing too. We're supposed to get new windows again. Do you guys remember when I got windows last time? Like, new windows, we got new windows put in, but they didn't do all of them. They did the master, they did the downstairs. They didn't do the bathrooms, and they didn't do this bedroom or Andy's bedroom. They didn't do those. I don't know why. I guess they ran out of money for windows, but they told us that they're gonna install new windows, and they haven't. Even the construction workers now that we're cool with, they're like, hey, so like, we're almost done with construction, but like, when are we gonna do your windows? Because I'm pretty sure all the ones get new windows. We haven't heard anything about new windows. We heard about it once, that other people were getting new windows and that we should be getting new windows, but we haven't heard anything. I email Charlotte and I'm like, hey, I just wanted to like check in, like asking about like the windows. Like, I was told that, you know, we may be getting some, and the construction workers were confused as to why we haven't yet, and they said they're almost done with construction. Just, you know, just following up with that. And then also there's a slight problem. There's water damage in the living room, and there's a pretty bad leak in the garage, and I think it isn't a thing. And we hear it through the walls when you turn on the sink in the bathroom. Also forgot to mention that we figured that out. It's really weird. It sounded like pitter patter in the walls, and it sounded like rats, and it was moving on. So Charlotte, if you like, I don't know if you want to like fix this, then that'd be great. It hasn't happened for too long, maybe like 3 or 4 days. It's been a week. And I just want to let you know, today rolls around. And I wake up and I do my morning routine of Twitter, Instagram, and then my email. And then I check Twitter. It's great. BTS everywhere. Love it. J-Hope just dropped his mixtape and it's glorious and I love him. Moving on. I checked Instagram, saw memes, chuckled a bit. Then I checked my email and I got an email from Charlotte saying, we weren't told about any windows. We have no idea what any of this is. We'll contact the owners though, and we're trying to figure this out. Like, I'm sorry. Like, so like, we don't have landlords. We have maintenance that has no idea what's going on in our property, and we have owners that we don't even know who they are. When we got new management, we got new owners, we were given, you know, Charlotte's email. We were given Charlotte's company's email. And that's who we were to contact if there was ever any issues. Well, there's tons of issues that they don't know we're having, that they didn't know existed, because the owners, do they even exist? So it looks like we're not gonna get new windows, and we're gonna have these really, really thin, shabby looking windows, which, you know, I don't really care all that much, but this gets adding on to my conspiracy that these landlords or owners that exist are doing whatever they can possible to make us move out, so that way they can redo the whole thing and make it 3 times as expensive. Because when we got this place, for starters, as you know how many problems we have, this building's practically falling apart. That's why the rent isn't as bad as most of the places in Los Angeles. The rent is still not cheap because it's Los Angeles, but it's not as bad as you could imagine. This is the second leak we've had. The AC completely crashed on us one time. It's so old, and there's electrical problems. For some reason, one of the outlets in our living room is connected to the microwave, and then if you blow the breaker in the living room, the whole kitchen goes out. Can someone explain that to me? You don't have to. You don't have to. The maintenance guy already did. I understand. It was just a rhetorical question. Moving on. Everything about this construction was just out of whack. And no one told us. They didn't even know. Like, it's just, like, what kind of owners don't tell their maintenance, hey, by the way, the big day starts, we're gonna have construction and it's gonna look fab, and probably should tell the tenants, even though there's not that many, I still think you should probably tell them because it's gonna last a while. Toodles. I feel like that's something it's understandable and to do, and they didn't do it, and I don't know why. So enough with the windows, enough with the conspiracy. On to the next part. Charlotte then tells me, because there is a water leak and because there is water damage, we're gonna send in the maintenance guy, and he has to have open access to your apartment. He gets full permission to come into your apartment, whether you give it to us or not, because the apartment's in danger and he needs to fix it, or blah, 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 blah. Is that allowed? Because I'm pretty sure I didn't sign up for that. Luckily, at this point, we're already friends with all the maintenance men that this company has to send us. So Charlotte, just bring them over, we'll bake them dinner. Like, it's already at that point. Like, we know them on a first name basis. I see your email and I'm like, okay, no worries, I'm gonna be home all day anyway. Wow, shocker. So I'll let him in and I'll let him know what's going on and everything. Thanks for letting me know. And she goes, of course, sorry for the inconvenience, blah, blah, blah. It just, I don't understand how she doesn't know. Like, who are these owners? And so I tell Skylar I can't go to the gym. So he leaves for the gym and I get out of bed and I hear the doorbell ring. I throw on a sweatshirt as fast as I could and just run downstairs and fling open the door, and I'm like, I bring Jerry over to the water place and I tell him it's the sink upstairs, and I tell him how long it's been happening. I tell him about the garage. He gets upstairs, we turn the sink on, we come back downstairs, and I was just praying to God because you know how, like, something's broken and then you take it in to get it fixed and then suddenly it works again and you're like, I look like an idiot. So I just prayed that it would actually sound, you'd hear the water, and so then we're listening, but it was hard because people were doing the whole, like, smelting things to the iron bars outside, trying to keep me in my house, which I don't really mind because I haven't left in like 7 days anyway. Moving on. So we're listening and all of a sudden you just hear rushing water. And I'm like, great, all right, well, it's doing the thing. He's like, huh, okay. So then he goes to the garage, checks the garage is indeed leaking. He comes back up, he's like, okay, so what's gonna happen is I'm gonna have to break into your wall, and we're gonna do 1 hole upstairs, we're gonna do 2 holes down here so we can try to find out where this leak is coming from and why all of a sudden. And I was like, yeah, okay. So we go upstairs, and he starts breaking the wall, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go in my room, I'm gonna get ready to start streaming because surely he won't be here that long. Stupid mistake, Kate. Anyway, I'm on my computer in the silence and I'm just hearing him hack at the wall, and then I hear him go, what the hell? What the hell? And I start laughing because I'm not used to people reacting like that, I guess. Like I'm used to people around my age swearing. I'm not used to, like, adultier adults swearing. It's like I didn't grow up around swearing, so it's just funny to me. Anyway, and so I walk over, I'm like, well, what is it? And he's like, well, come here, come look at this. And so I look, and he's like, do you see the water? I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, is that? And he's like, yeah. So what's happening is, it's blocked, and I don't know what width yet. I'm gonna snake it, but it's blocked, and then the water is filled up, and then it's pouring out over onto the floor through the garage. And I was like, okay. And he's like, yeah. The thing is, I don't understand is, did you have your roof fixed too? And I was like, yeah, they took everything off and then put stuff back on. He's like, huh, yeah, there's supposed to be a pipe here. A pipe? Somehow, a pipe had mysteriously vanished into thin air that was supposed to be connected to this one pipe. I was astonished, came back in to, you know, tweet about it, text Skylar about it, and I hear him hacking away at the wall a bit more, and then I hear, what the hell? What the hell? Can you come back in here? I was like, yeah, what's up? So I walk back in there expecting like a dead animal or something, and he's like, do you see that? And I look, I'm like, yeah, it's a pipe. And he goes, yeah, where do you think that pipe goes? And I was like, somehow the people that redid our roof took the pipe out, moved it over, like took it out of so it was like 2 pipes, took it out, moved it over this way, set it down on just like the pipe, because the pipe goes like that, hold on, this is not good hand motions. So the pipe goes down, and then it also comes out this way, and then they moved this pipe that was supposed to keep going up. They took this, they go, and then just laid it on top of this part. Like, every time Andy would turn on his sink, that little pipe would fill up and then fill up and then fill up. And I guess just this past week or 2 weeks, it's been overfilling into our apartment. Jerry looked at this and was like, I don't know how to fix this, because the pipe wouldn't move. They literally like moved it and then put the roof on top of it or something. Like, there's no way to pick this pipe up and move it and stick it back on. There's nothing. He sits there scratching his head and goes, hey, you do YouTube, right? And I was like, yeah. Because I can't remember if I told him that or if Skylar told him that. I try not to tell people I do YouTube, because then they want the whole story, and then like, what's your YouTube channel? And I'm like, it's piddleass. But just look up Kate. Kate is fine. Kate, oh, you got Kate. Oh, you got Kate Middleton. Oh, you got Kate, the model Kate with the boobs in it. Yep, that's me. So they asked if I do YouTube, and I was like, yeah. And he goes, oh, you want to film it? Oh, hell yeah, I want to film it. So this is happening. Basically there's a pipe that's supposed to be there, and it's not. Basically what happened is, this is the open pipe that he was going to put a cap on. So he first opened it like right here, and they opened more. This is the pipe that they moved. It's all the way over here. That's supposed to be on here. And that's why, like, this was filling up with water. It was backed up. And so it was spilling out into the ground, splashing on the floor.
That would make sense.
Yeah, so he's gonna contact, I guess, the ownership, see what he wants to do.
Damn.
Yep.
Damn.
Oh boy. He leaves, an hour goes by, he comes back with the other maintenance guy, Terry, Jerry, and Terry. Then they brought these giant air fans to try to like dry out the wall and the pipes and where everything was, and he said he's gonna talk to ownership because management has no idea about anything. Now we just have a bunch of holes in our house. And this has been my life. I don't know when they're gonna come patch it up. I don't know how they're gonna get that pipe, but they're probably gonna have to take the roof off again. The good news that we have to focus on is that they are almost done with construction. Ugh, adult life, man. Anyway, that's what's been going on. That's my house issues. It is, what time is it? It is now 2 o'clock, and I am gonna go to bed. And by the time you're watching this, I will probably be streaming on Twitch yet again. I streamed yesterday, and it was a lot of fun, but we're gonna do it again today. I'm gonna go, but I hope you guys have a fantastic day and all that fun stuff, and I will see you tomorrow or later on today. It depends. Okay, bye!